is up, everybody? Welcome to the Bearded Browns podcast. I'm Mike Wilkes, and that is Angel Ortiz. You guys know that.
What is up, people? What a week of boredom. No football. Nothing to talk about.
Yeah, it's been a weird, hectic week. But we had nice weather, so it's February. Can't beat that.
Yep, cannot beat that. How was your Valentine's Day?
It was great, actually. I think
it was great. Mine was cool. Yeah. We did a Saturday thing. We didn't do it on Valentine's Day. No wife worked, but went to our favorite restaurant here in Strongsville and enjoyed it.
We went to Topgolf, and I got inebriated, and I don't want to ever do that again.
Yeah, I went to Spur 22 here in Strongsville, and it's our favorite restaurant, man. They have good food, good choice of bourbon, and we just sat there and talked for 2 hours.
Maybe that's
we forgot we had kids at one point. We said, oh, we gotta go pick up those kids.
Sometimes you just have to do that, man. Really, you do.
It's fun though.
Today is a big agenda that a lot of people have been talking about, and we're going to bring a lot of it up today. First and foremost, we're going to talk about Deshaun Watson, the good, the bad, the ugly, all the above. There's a lot of news that people are wanting to hear about that, and we have it. We don't know what's going to happen, and I mean, indefinitely, obviously, but there are certain things that could happen, and it could or could not work out for Cleveland. As well as new stadium talk. That's going to be a fun one because Cleveland fans are insane when it comes to talking about stadiums. So a lot to talk about.
Either they get PTSD from past experiences, or they just feel like we don't need one. Either way, it's a great combo.
We have a special guest that's going to join us today. CLE Sports Talk writer Zach Shafron. Good guy. He's got some great stories online as well. You can check them out at CLE Sports Talk.
Good follow.
Everything. Yeah, definitely. Good follow. We're going to bring him on here in a minute. What do you think, really quick, Angel, honestly, about Deshaun Watson's play after the shoulder injury, if he were to come back? Just real quick.
I've been consistent about. I think I'm more worried about his mental state. It seemed like he's high when he's high and he's low when he's low. There's no like balance. And then you can see like we'll bring up Patty Mahomes. Like when you're low, he's still like mentally he's still you can tell like he's still eating, he's still doing.
Oh man, Angel just rolled out on us. There's our technical difficulty. Everything went great. We're logged into everything, I believe. And Angel is back. Angel. That's a bummer. Oh, come on. What's up, James? We will be back in a second. Oh, Angel will be back in a second. We're actually here, but hold on. Let me figure out why he's not showing up. Angel, reconnect if you could hear me. Reconnect. What a bummer. Here, I'm going to disconnect him. And hopefully he'll come back. Zach, if you could hear us, we'll be with you in 1 second, man. I'm sorry. It's like you said, like Angel said, Myles Garrett always says that one offsides call, and here it is. Yeah, we're going to talk a lot about Deshaun Watson today. We're going to talk about the new stadium. I think that's crucial. Obviously, the contract isn't up till 2028 for the city of Cleveland, but we're going to bring that up. There's a lot to talk about. Hopefully, Angel will reconnect here in a second. It's never been this bad, but there's a first time for everything, I guess. Let me tell him to reconnect. Oh, I'm gonna just play a quick commercial break real quick. Figure this out really quick. We will be right back. I apologize, everybody. We'll be right back. What is up, everybody? Mike Wilkes here from the Bearded Browns podcast. Letting you know that we're going to be working with Mistakes on the Lake Clothing. They have everything you need. Why not check them out? If you want to go to their store, it's 4542 Liberty Avenue, beautiful Vermilion, Ohio. Want to contact them? Their phone number is 440-670-3145. They have everything from Cleveland to Columbus gear. They have Lake Erie gear. Why not check it out? It's all great stuff you can get for your wife, kids, newborn. They even have onesies. Shirts that say good moms and dads don't raise Michigan fans. Just Ohio stuff. And it's awesome. So be sure to check them out. They have everything you need. Even the candles, custom coasters, can koozies, wine tumblers, phone grips, every stickers. It is awesome. Check them out. Do not be the mistake on a lake and regret this decision. Go and check them out. All right. Well, I'm going to try this again. I'm going to have to maybe send Angel a new link. Let me see if I'm just going to bring Zach in here. Let's see. Oh, Zach's gone now too. That is great. Let me make a new link for these guys really quick, and we'll get back to it. Oh, Zach is still there. There you go. Zach, what is up for now, buddy? You are Angel Ortiz. So let me get Angel in here. Hold on a second. Sorry. Trying to figure out how to do this the best way. Here we go. Angel, I'm sending you a new link right now. Hopefully this will work. I don't know what happened. I see. All right. Wow. That's such a bummer. It's never this bad. It's telling him he can't join for some reason right now. But anyways, we're going to continue with the show for now until we can figure out what's going on with Angel. Sorry about that, Zach. Everybody, this is Zach Shafron. Like I said, a writer from... Oh, Angel's back. Maybe.
Back.
No? Yes? There he is.
Yeah. I'm here. I see you guys. You see me.
All right. You're actually in Zach's spot. Angel. It's like...
Doesn't matter. Man. We're all here. That's all that matters.
All right.
Care where anyone is.
We
warned you, Zach, this might happen, and it did.
Yeah.
Apologize for that. Zach from CLE Sports Talk. Welcome, buddy. Thank you for joining us. We have a lot to talk to you about as well as Angel's got some questions. Go ahead and introduce yourself real quick.
First of all, thank you so much, guys, for having me. My name is Zach, writer for CLESportstalk.com, and essentially have been running the publication for about a decade now. And so I've been just a huge Cleveland sports fan my entire life. Love the teams, love the city and the passion that everybody has, and people that make podcasts and publications like this one you guys have. So it's really cool to be invited to talk about our beloved Browns, and looking forward to it.
Awesome, man. We appreciate you being on for real. That's like I said, I've read a bunch of your stories as well, and they're all great. So wouldn't have it any other way.
Thank you for that.
Boom. So your Cleveland fandom is obviously awesome, and you understand what it's like to be a Cleveland fan, and it's something that not a lot of people really get to know. You know what I mean? Being a Cleveland fan is hard. It's not something that just happens overnight either. It's a lifelong thing. You agree with that, Angel?
100%. Lifelong ups and downs since '99, mainly downs until we get our Savior in heaven and our front office guy in Barry. So, I feel encouraged. I'm happy now. I'm content. I feel safe. I feel like I'm in a safe place. Like I can be happy, start to be happy again. Let's hope they maneuver through some issues financially and see what happens this year.
Yeah, it's going to be a huge year, and that's what I want to touch base on first. Obviously, Deshaun Watson he's got his shoulder surgery done. It is completed. He's still in LA, I believe, and they're saying by next month he should be throwing footballs. And I'm not entirely sure if that's going to happen or not. They said he's ahead of surgery or healing, and it's looking good for him to start throwing balls next month. So, take that with a grain of salt, Cleveland. We know what our luck is.
Yeah.
What do you think of the return of Deshaun Watson, Zach?
I think we have to take it with a grain of salt, unfortunately. And really, I'll start with myself. I've had my own fair share of shoulder problems. And they are just like any other, problem you have with your bones or whatnot, or various ligaments or anything. It really hurts. And so what I feel with Deshaun and his shoulder is, I think it's great news that he's throwing the ball and that he's recovering. But my biggest fear is that he takes one shot next season on a hit, and boom, it's back to square one. And so you really never know with these guys and the injuries they take on the football field. It's really hard to stay healthy, and so that would be my concern with Watson moving forward.
Yeah, I feel that. They're saying you guys are.
Yeah, we hear you. That's a valid point. I often forget about that.
Like, you guys are echoing, unfortunately. I'm trying to figure this out again. Another
echo.
Technical difficulty. Jeez, can you guys hear me all right?
Yeah, I can.
All right, hold on.
For Watson getting re-injured, that's why it's crucial to get a backup quarterback. I mean, we saw what DTR kid did in limited time. I guess he played a good couple games, but can you see how skinny he is, how small he is? I'm afraid that he might get injured also. So I'm a big fan of big quarterbacks, 6 foot, over 200 pounds. Like I with a big arm, obviously too. So hopefully they can get 49er lucky and find somebody in the later rounds where they could just land on them like, bam, we got our quarterback right here.
Yeah. Are they still echoing? Everybody? They're saying that you guys are echoing. Yes, Hugh, we definitely had technical difficulties today. I don't know why.
Even Hugh knows we have technical difficulties every week. Yeah, but the injury there, that is concerning. That's a valid point on you, Zach. Good job.
Oh, man.
A lot of people want to. Do you think keeping Flacco is an option?
I definitely think it's an option. I don't know if it's the smartest thing. And what I would say about keeping Flacco is I think he would basically say, like, look, let's be honest, this is my last year if I do choose to come back. And I would want to play for a team where I'm actually going to play. And so if the Browns are set on Deshaun Watson actually playing when he comes back, then there's going to be this like almost a conflict of interest between Flacco versus Watson and who would play and who would start, and um, if Flacco's just going to be a backup or if they're banking on Watson or just all these different variables. I think.
Yeah, not only that, if like you said, not would that interrupt the culture they've been building in the locker room for all these years, which I don't know if you would agree, Zach, like it's night and day different. You can just tell by
Oh yeah.
the winning in general that that locker room's different. Is that going to divide it? And let alone the fans. Like we always want to fight about something. Can you imagine every week if Watson throws at least one pick, they're still going to complain about it. So I know I like the idea of Flacco, but I would agree with Zach. Like bringing him back might not be the best option.
Well, I think looking at the fan base and you just see the pure hatred that a lot of people have for Watson. Some of it, of course, stems off of his, legal troubles and what he did or allegedly didn't do, or so on and so forth. And then there's just the people that don't like his attitude and the various things that he says or does. And so there is all of that. But then if he does come back, performs well, and succeeds as the quarterback, I think people will end up forgiving him and will go on to like him.
Yeah,
I
winning.
think I honestly think the silver lining is here. The Browns are completely set on Deshaun Watson, which is not a problem. They're completely 100% set on him. They're setting up for him, like that Brandon Ayuk trade that's going around now. That would be set up for Deshaun Watson, nobody else. I
Yep.
mean, he's an elite receiver, obviously, but that's just another rumor that's going around Cleveland right now. And I think that with us getting a dome, like I said earlier, would be for Deshaun Watson as well, because the Texans had a dome, turf. That's what he's used to playing on. That's what he did great on. I think that's why we are completely just set on Deshaun Watson and nothing else. Maybe Flacco was a backup.
Yeah. Well, I also think maybe they have to make it work for that investment, so they don't look so silly with that risky investment. Which with a lot of fans are torn of whose fault that is. Either way, Jimmy signed the check, so I mean, all the blame has to be on. Well, most of the blame should be on him, but I have a different perspective. Like at least you have an owner that tried. I know it's going to suck the next couple of years not having your draft picks, but we've had plenty here since '99, and they seem not to work out.
Yeah, it's funny. I actually sent you a list of the top 5 quarterbacks that have been in the Cleveland Browns organization since
Yeah.
the existence, and the one was mind blowing. I was like, "There's no way, dude." And the stats were there. It was true. And I think you're doing facts with an angel about that.
Yeah, it's going to be in there.
All
Yeah.
right, cool. So I'm not going to bring it up, but
Yeah, it led me to change my mind on something that I had to get rid of my pride.
yeah, Zach,
So yeah, I'll
to,
talk about that. I'll talk about that facts with an angel.
we do
Well,
this
you
thing.
you have people in regards to Watson and that contract that are literally saying this could potentially be the worst signing in the history of not just the Browns but like all of sports in general. And I always like to kind of point out like his contract's not finished, like it's not done
Yeah.
yet. And a lot of people like to just kind of say, "Oh, it's the worst deal ever," and I get where they're coming from, but
Hmm.
it's also at the same time like you still have a couple more years left, and you never know what the future holds. And yes, of course, there is potential that it could be the worst deal, even in sports history. Yes, but at the same time, there's still a few more years. The Browns are saying we're banking on Watson for the future, and I like that they say that. And then just moving forward, there's still time for him to almost redeem himself.
And that's another thing with the cap, is his money's not. I'm not going to say destroying the team, but Andrew Berry, I call him Big Betting Berry because he's literally betting on the draft. He's betting on the um.
Free agency.
Yeah, no, I'm trying to read comments at the same time.
Mm.
He's betting on the salary cap to be increased like it was 3 or 4 years ago, and that he needs that because obviously we're 20 million over salary cap right now because of paying Deshaun Watson. And what are we going to do to keep Amari Cooper? We're going to have to extend these contracts again. We've talked about this every week, to be able to save the people. Picking up Brandon Ayuk I think would be amazing because San Francisco's in the same boat as we are, to be honest. They're over cap as well. They're paying way too much money. They're going to have to reconstruct a bunch of their contracts. So I think that is a possibility that we could pick him up. And I think it'd be great for Watson if he plays. So that's my outlook on that. I really want him to play. I really do because of the money that we spent. I think if he doesn't show up, it's going to be bad for us because now we can't get rid of him. We can't trade him. I mean, you can't sell him. You know what I mean?
You have to get rid of him and some picks in order to get anything in return, which you need the picks eventually.
And that's the thing. I don't know if you've heard anything about this, but they're talking about trading possibly Chubb and Wyatt Teller or one of the other and a couple draft picks that we don't have for Brandon Ayuk. And that's going to be a whirlwind, I'd imagine, to watch that because we all want Chubb to stay here, obviously. That goes without saying. But, yeah.
Well, what I will say about Nick Chubb is that you do have to take into account he is aging as a running back. Now, this isn't to say that he can't be great still. I mean, he did have a horrific injury that he's recovering from. And you'd have to take into account the fact that he is getting older and the Browns do owe him a decent amount of money as well. I mean, it's not Watson money, obviously, but it would be a substantial amount, and it would be a huge thing to the fan base if they were to get rid of Nick Chubb because he's just so loved by everybody, just in general. And so that would be something else they have to take into account as well.
That is, I think, the most humble player we have, to be honest. The guy's just a soldier on and off the field, man. And I'm sure he's built so much rapport here, and it'd be probably the biggest blow to Cleveland to see him go.
Yeah, it would. My only question is with that trade is like, why would San Francisco want Chubb when they have? I mean, they have
McCaffrey.
Yeah, I mean, that would be my counter to that.
Dude,
like,
listen,
I get why.
Can you
I get
imagine
why
McCaffrey and Chubb in the backfield?
That would be insane, but that would be unfair. I mean, but yeah, I mean, that would be great. But I don't know. I think this is one of those things where there's a lot of talk about it, but the Browns end up staying put and keeping them on the roster.
Right.
At least that's my hope.
Well, that is definitely the good of Deshaun Watson's news as of right now. We've talked a lot about things in the past, and we're going to bring up what lies ahead. Obviously, him coming back would be a big plus for us if he shows up. But there are still the legal battles going on right now, and Zach wrote a story about it. We broke news about it, and we brought it back up, and everybody is in open arms that hate us for it, but it's the truth. I mean, we'll start with Zach first. What do you think of the legal issues that Deshaun Watson is facing right now?
Well, I would say that it's definitely a realistic point of view for journalists to bring up. And I think it brings into play this idea of like double jeopardy, which in legal terms basically means like you can't punish somebody for the same crime that they already did. But the difference between this and that idea is that these are now new cases that were not already decided beforehand. And so, because of that, the idea would be that the NFL would say, okay, Deshaun, you got punished for something new. So, because of that, we have to punish you as well again. And because of that, then he could get another set of games suspended or whatnot, and that would be the idea of it. Now, is there any like legitimacy to that? I don't know, and I don't really know if I were the NFL. I don't know why you would want to like start another battle with Deshaun Watson and with all this, and it's such a stain on the league and on him and everything. I just say, he got his suspensions or the games suspended for, and he served it and he did his time. And I just think let's move on. And that's my opinion on it personally.
Really quick, Angel, I'm going to ask for your input, but I'm going to read something. This is what started all of this. And Angel was actually the first one that he sent it to me, and I was like, wait, what? So, Mike Florio, although Deshaun Watson has been suspended 11 games by the NFL for the allegations, the league has not completely ruled out the possibility for further punishment. And that's what sparked all of it. But then Tom Pelissaro came in and said the settlement was 11-game suspension, covers for the 4 cases Sue L. Robinson ruled on, as well as any subsequently similar violations before the date of the agreement, August 18, 2022. So any new allegations of the same conduct from 19 to 21 would be subject to NFL investigation, would not be subject to NFL investigation or discipline. But go ahead, Angel. I'm sorry.
No, you can finish. I was gonna say, but
Yes.
But I didn't understand that they gave it to a third party to rule on, and she said 6 games, right? And then they said, no, we're gonna do 11.
They hired they hired a team.
Yeah,
The NFL
like
did
you
a new
hired a
thing.
team, you hired somebody to tell him what his punishment was, and then you say, no, we're gonna correct you on that. We're just gonna add 5 more games. So to me, I'm like kind of on Zach. Like I don't see them again saying, well, we gave you 5 more additional games from what our third party investigator said to do, but now we're going to add 6 more games, whatever. I mean, Roger thinks he can do. That just would be insane to me.
Here's the tricky part. It says, while a civil lawsuit itself cannot be turned into a criminal proceeding, it is possible that a civil lawsuit could potentially trigger a criminal investigation and subsequently a criminal case if evidence showing criminal action is uncovered during the civil case proceedings. I don't think it's going to go that far, but there is a possibility if these women want to take it out of civil court and press charges if they don't get what they want, I would imagine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think I'm with you. I don't think it's going to go to court. I think there's a number they want, and I think if he pays that number, they might settle. I mean, that's what Browns fans should be hoping for. At least we need to get rid of this just news. Even if it's just annoying. It's like, can we just get past it? Let's focus on football. Now you're gonna have to ask other players about it. You're gonna have to ask him about it again. Of course, he's gonna say pending investigation. I can't talk. I mean, it's just gonna be a reoccurrence of last year all over again.
And all 3 of us here know it's like an ongoing issue with Cleveland, especially quarterbacks. Clearly, I mean, Baker Mayfield's shoulder, Deshaun Watson shoulder. They have Kareem Hunt that kicked the girl in the apartment. Like, it's always something.
Yeah.
So my thing with this whole Deshaun Watson thing would be, if something were to come out that became this legal battle, like say he was convicted of a crime that was much more severe than what is already out there, and it's up for debate. Everybody has their opinion on what Deshaun Watson did, if he's a good guy or not, and that's fine. But my thing would be if the NFL sees that this ends up being some type of terrible crime that he commits that warrants a punishment of more games. I understand that, but if it's just a civil lawsuit, one or two more that ends up occurring, I just don't see that being a reasonable
Hmm.
way to give him like the 5 or 6 games more that were talked about.
Right. I mean, it's anything's possible, but I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think it's going to go any further than the civil cases, but it is possible. And like you said, us Cleveland fans do not want to see that happen.
No.
We got a lot of money invested and time invested, and now a whole new coaching staff that he's saying that he thoroughly enjoys. So I'm hoping that's that oomph that he needed, and I'm hoping it's not like a mental thing for him. Is my biggest thing. I think once these cases are all settled, his mental stability would be so much better on the field. And maybe he could build that culture in the locker room because these other guys are still like, man, you got cases, like, dude, get away, or are they all on his side or what? You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think it would be good for him to get this off his shoulders. Like that's just another thing he has to worry about while studying film or trying to read defense as well. I mean, personal issues with maybe his fiance, his mom. I mean, there's so many other issues. Now he has to add this onto it. I just think having this solved before training camp will just benefit not just him, but the team for sure.
Absolutely. Absolutely. 100% true. Yeah, I mean, he's our quarterback, folks. There's no changing that unless, like James said, there is a clause in his contract that if he does commit a crime, that we could execute his contract with Cleveland. We don't want that to happen because the guy is supposed to be a dime a dozen quarterback, but it's possible. With that being said, we could take a quick break really quick. Hopefully everything's good to go and not echoing anymore because I don't know why that happened. But before we go, because when we come back, we're going to actually get back into stadium talk. Zach, stadium talk, buddy. What do you want? Do you want a new stadium or restructured stadium? You want dome, no dome?
Tough question. I would say probably just a dome of the current stadium would be fine with me
I'd be all right with that.
personally.
Put a blanket over the stadium.
Yep.
Awesome. Well, again, Zach, thank you so much for joining us. Everybody, you could check him out at CLE Sports Talk. They're on Facebook, Instagram, everything. You guys are on everything. Yeah, X, Twitter. What should I call that? Twitter X, Twitter X.
I think everyone's just doing the same thing. Twitter X, Twitter.
I always put X in parentheses. I don't know, but yes, be sure to check them out on everything. He's got really great stories. He knows what he's talking about as well. Very informational as well. Great guy. Thank you again so much, Zach, for joining us, and we'll have you on soon again if you're up for that without technical difficulties, hopefully.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you guys for having me again. It was a pleasure, and hopefully this Deshaun Watson stuff ends up working out in the coming years.
Yeah, we can only hope, man.
Please, football guy.
Yes. Thanks again, Zach, for joining us. We will talk to you soon, man. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Take care, guys.
Take care, buddy. Thank you. All right. So
yeah, he has some good stuff. Y'all need to go read it for real. He's got.
Oh, that's how you get rid of Angel right there. Hold on, Angel. I'm bringing you back. I am gonna bring you back.
Technical. No,
there we go. There we go. We're back.
Yes. Look, I got the balloons. Oh, because I did the. Okay. That's awesome.
All right, everybody. We're going to take a really, really quick break. Thank you again, Zach, for joining us, man. That was awesome.
Go follow
We,
them. He's good.
yes, we have a lot more to talk about. We're going to bring up the new Cleveland Browns stadium, and I want to see comments about what you guys want and don't want. And everybody keeps on saying dome on a lake. Dome on a lake. What's up, Unique? Thanks for joining us, buddy.
What's up, Dan?
But yeah,
Dan, but yep.
we were going to
Break
take a
time.
quick break. We'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen. What is up, everybody? Mike Wilkes here from the Bearded Browns podcast, letting you know that we're going to be working with Mistakes on a Lake Clothing. They have everything you need. Why not check them out? If you want to go to their store, it's 4542 Liberty Avenue in beautiful Vermilion, Ohio. If you want to contact them, their phone number is 440-670-3145. They have everything from Cleveland to Columbus gear. They have Lake Erie gear. Why not check it out? It's all great stuff you can get for your wife, your kids, your newborn. They even have onesies, shirts that say good moms and dads don't raise Michigan fans, just Ohio stuff, and it's awesome. So be sure to check them out. They have everything you need. Even the candles, custom coasters, can koozies, wine tumblers, phone grips, everything, stickers. It is awesome. Check them out. Do not be the mistake on a lake and regret this decision. Go and check them out. Perfect timing.
Nice. Nice. What's up, 6 people on Facebook watching us? Keep on commenting down below.
At one point, there were 66 people in here
Really, 66
in total. Yeah.
Oh, through all the. Oh, that's dope. That's dope.
Until our technical difficulties, I'm sure that's the reason they left. But of course,
Stupid
right?
technical difficulties. I hate those. What do you guys think about new mic? Look how fancy it looks.
I think it's sweet.
Ooh.
Is that green
Yeah,
right
I love
now?
it.
Should be orange.
Yeah, it should be. I keep on touching it. It changes colors. It's sensitive to touch.
Oh, you guys like the shirt though? Yeah, this is the Flacco Around and Find Out shirt from Mistakes on the Lake.
Yes.
They sent us each one of these, and dude, seriously, it is still the most comfortable shirt I've ever worn. I'm not kidding.
I promise you, I saw you with it on. I was like, dude, I was gonna wear mine, but I went into the laundry and it's like, man, it's dirty.
Yep.
That would have been funny.
Check them out, mistakesonalake.com. They're awesome. They're very helpful. Out in Vermilion. Keep it local. It's the way to go.
All day.
So now, hopefully without technical difficulties, we're back. Again, I want to thank Zach for joining us tonight. It is time to talk a new Cleveland Browns stadium.
Yes. Let us know what you guys want. Dome, retractable dome, or just fix up the old one, or build a new one. There's so many options we can pick from. It's unfair. We're so lucky.
I say build a new one in Brook Park because it wouldn't be close. It would be way closer to you,
Oh yeah, it'll be 10-minute drive.
and probably 25 minutes for me. Still, what would normally be your 25-minute drive to Cleveland downtown.
Yeah. Yeah, it would be a wonderful drive. It would bring my home value up just a tad. Brook Park would be getting a lot of money, but hey, we'll see.
So there's plenty of options, obviously. Dome, no dome, retractable dome. Fix up the new stadium on the lakefront. I honestly, I don't think Jimmy and D Haslam want to do that.
I don't think so either. I think that's their last option. I think they want a brand new stadium. I think that's what they want.
And I did hear that Jimmy said a dome is unlikely, but if you look at like what is it, Indianapolis, their stadium, Lucas Oil Field.
Yep.
Place is decked out around it, everything. Ford Field, even. There's plenty of stuff around there as well.
Minnesota.
Yeah. Las Vegas now.
Buffalo's going to have one that's going to be a nice built stadium with bars, shopping all around it. I mean, it's a great opportunity to build a new stadium, man.
Dude.
And the thing is, like, we're here again. Like, do we not remember what happened in 90, 95, 96, where an owner wanted a stadium and the city was like, no. And then they're gone. And that team won 2 Super Bowls since they've left. You know, like, can we just get with the times? I understand you fans want to be gritty and grutty and mud and snow. I don't like snow. Why do I want to go down when it's 2 degrees? Like that, my beer would be frozen. Like, what fun is that?
But like you just said too, Buffalo, man, they get hammered.
And that's why they're getting a dome, because they get hammered and they know fans don't want to come.
It's crucial for us, honestly. I know the old school fans want to keep the open stadium. They like the lakefront thing, but so do I if I'm completely inebriated. Like I said, me and my wife went to the last Bengals game, dude, and at the first half, I want to say we were freezing because we were in the second row of the dog pound. And we were freezing and we just started drinking. Like I'm buying $22 double Jack and Cokes, like
just to stay warm.
Just to stay warm, yeah. So I am all for a dome, to be honest. I'm getting old, man. I'm not young anymore.
I mean, and not only that, it's a smarter investment. And Jimmy and them know that the business people know that. The city, for some reason, is just stubborn and I don't like to call people stupid, but just not smart, because you can get so much more money out of a building that you can use all year round compared to something that you can only use for 3 months.
Absolutely.
Yes, I agree, Chris. It's better revenue with a dome. It makes sense. But for some reason, the city just crazy.
I mean, we have until 2028. That's when the city contract is up with Cleveland. So they have to come to a happy medium somewhere in between now and then. I do like the Brook Park idea. You're right there by the airport. They're right there in Brea. The practice facility is. Why not?
Mm-hmm.
It's 215 or 14 acres or whatever.
Yeah, you can usher the players in. You can build a hotel for the players there. You can build restaurants. There's old school restaurants there. I used to live in Brook Park before I moved to Strongsville. There's a nice little mom and pop restaurant over there. I mean, that Dunkin' I go to every morning will get a lot of business. There's a couple of hotels down there anyways. It just makes sense.
A lot of people complain about the previous syntax for the upgrades to the stadium, and they voted against it. And that's, again, going to be another voting issue. Obviously, the syntax would help, and I don't mind paying a little bit more money for my beer. I mean,
yeah. I mean,
whatever.
Sure. I mean, and then you can tax the new weed bill, right? Like that got passed. So maybe once they start opening up stores for that, like, why can't you just tax that? And think about it this way, like your in-game experience will be 20 times better than what it's now.
Oh, yeah.
You know, when there's lulls in a game where it's a commercial, you're just sitting there looking around or playing music. Like you can be doing online betting. You could be playing play-by-play betting. Not that I bet, but I'm thinking from a business perspective, they can do so much more within that place, like in-game betting. Like, are they going to run up the middle, run this? And you could be playing on your phone, trying to make money while watching the game. I mean, how amazing is that?
What I think another thing is they're trying to do is keep it downtown because that's where a majority of our casinos are at, obviously.
Yeah.
They can stay there and watch the game and do that. But at the same time, if you host a Super Bowl, you know how much revenue that city gets off of a Super Bowl?
Millions.
That's
Probably billions.
seriously, man. That's
Yeah.
huge for the city. You guys want to talk about how we're all broke and our city's so run down. I don't want to change the name to the damn Brook Park Browns, but let's get a damn stadium. Like we need it. We
Yeah. I mean, I honestly like all the most of the people when I posted the question on Facebook, all the old heads were like, "No, stick." Like you're gonna be gone.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like, and then I'm gonna be the old head, not wanting to go down to the stadium because it's 2 degrees outside. Like,
yep,
let's play this smart. Let's play it smart. Build a dome, a retractable dome. Let's meet in the middle. It doesn't have to. It can be open if you want it to be open while it's snowing. That's on you. Whatever. That's crazy to me. But you can close it when it's cold. And you can open it when it's beautiful. I mean, it just makes sense.
agreed, man. The downfall is after seeing some of these newer domes being built, obviously the price is an issue. And like you said earlier, Jimmy Haslam did say, I'll take care of half. You come up with the other half. If we do move to Brook Park, that's going to be all Jimmy and another tax somewhere. It's going to have to happen no matter what, I believe. I think it's the
But
best thing to do.
that'd be
Hands
all
down.
his revenue too. That'd be all. Like I always talk about in the beginning and before the stream. Like if he had the money, I would just say, forget you, city. I'm moving it here. I'm going to buy whatever I need to buy, and all the money's just gonna come.
As
I'm not
long as
gonna
we don't get
share it.
art modeled, I'm fine with whatever.
Yeah, I'm gonna get it. It's gonna be mine. It's gonna be mine and my family's. I'm gonna leave a legacy for them. They're gonna just keep it here, and it's gonna be Strongsville, Brunswick, or Brook Park, wherever you can put a big old stadium with somewhere. Somewhere. I mean, there's plenty of land up there in Brunswick. You can find somewhere in Brunswick. Call them the Brunswick Browns or whatever.
Dude, I got 52 acres. You can put it in my backyard.
There you go.
They're saying
So,
a cost is in the 1 billion range to 2 billion for a dome.
yeah, that's to even make the old one into a dome, right?
Yeah, and then I mean, obviously, if they're going to do that, they're going to probably play the games in Canton at the Hall of Fame Stadium for
Yeah,
at least
which would make sense. A
2
couple
years,
years. Yeah.
at least. I don't
And
want to
then
drive
y'all
to Canton.
traveling 45 minutes for a game. Enjoy that.
Yeah,
While y'all can just play in the old one and build someone new. Or ideally, if you don't want to move them outside the city, and they don't want, how about you just take advantage of that beautiful lakefront? A lot of fans like keep it on a lake. That lake is like you just have the rock hall in the stadium. Like there's nothing going on there. And there's what's that restaurant behind it? It's a Mexican restaurant. Um, so you have just that. What if you just build a stadium on that lakefront? Beautiful. You can have an open glass stadium, overlooking the lake, and you have a retractable dome. Everyone's happy, and you build stadiums, hotels. I mean, they're building homes downtown like people are moving in them. I don't know who can afford to live there, but my goodness. I mean, every time
insane.
I go downtown, it's a new apartment complex. Like, how are we going to fit all these people down here?
So I did. Oh, let me see if this will work. That did not. Let's see. Delete that. So there's a plan that they have up here already for the lakefront stadium, and it is kind of cool. It's like that bridge they have that goes from out of downtown that used to come over, and it's got the stairs, and they got the old football field painted on it.
Yeah.
It's kind of similar to that, but it's a lot nicer, and it looks like they're going to square off the entire stadium instead of making it like an oval. It does not show a roof on it, obviously, but I mean, I'm sure it'll still look a lot better. I mean, it's just the basic squared off thing and a bunch of hotels and stuff, and I don't know why this isn't saving. Another technical difficulty, dude. Let me use another link.
Yeah, I mean, they need to do something. I mean, they need to update that. Last time I went there was maybe 4 years ago, and it was still outdated. I can't imagine what it feels and looks like now.
Yeah.
I mean, man, a dome would just make so much sense. I know it may seem impossible, but man, just building a retractable one will just
Help.
help a lot.
Why won't these files come in here? It's not going to let me put this in here. Oh, nope. Wonderful.
No files. No files
I'll
for you.
find it, dude. I'm going to find this. This is my goal now. Images. Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of ideas for the new stadium, dude, and I don't really know if I'm a fan of it or not. They could do so much more with that down there, I believe.
Yeah.
Than with the stadium. I say just start fresh and move on. That's not a winning stadium.
It's not, man. I mean, I got numbers later to tell you that it's not a winning percentage at all down there. But I mean, if you get a new culture and a new team winning, maybe a new stadium will help
Right.
encourage them to win. And the thing too is like a lot of players don't want to come here because they don't want to play in the snow. They rather play in a dome or somewhere warm. Like, give us the advantage of building a dome so we can get players. Watson can get players in saying, "Hey, it's not as bad because we have a dome. It's not going to be super cold because we're in a dome."
Did you see the one picture? It's got the Mercedes-Benz Superdome on top of the old Cleveland Browns stadium.
No, I did not see that.
They tried to like scrub it out, but you can still see it just says Mercedes-Benz Superdome. Yeah, that's not it. Not it at all. But yeah, I think it's going to be much more friendlier, man. Like I said again, I know people do not want the Browns to not play in the snow or in the elements. And a lot of people do want them to play in the elements because it's Cleveland. That's what we're used to. But like you said earlier, look at what happened in the past with the weather for us. The fumbles. I mean,
yeah, I mean it snowed during, and a team from Louisiana came and beat you in the snow. The New Orleans Saints beat you in the snow while it was snowing.
that's sad.
It didn't even, you didn't have an advantage. Like, it doesn't.
None whatsoever.
I mean, it's 5 years out. 5 years out, Chris. And that's the thing. Like, it's not just 2028 they have to decide. They kind of have to make a decision soon because they have to make, you have to find land. You have to decide. You have to do the plans of what it looks like. I mean, so they have to decide, I think, within the next 2 to 3 years.
Here we go. I'm about to fill this up here. So this is a basic idea of what they want to do. They're saying just $1 billion to redo this, and the stadium doesn't really look all that different. It's mainly just changing the lakefront.
It does not look any different other than something on top. Maybe doesn't make sense. I don't even know. Maybe glass.
I don't know. The other one I seen was literally squared off. Simple, just like the stadium we have now that was built way too fast. And
yeah, I mean, look at SoFi in LA. Look at Minnesota. Look at, like, I went to Indy a couple years ago, actually the last couple of years for training for work, and just driving on the freeway passing Lucas Oil Stadium. It's a beautiful piece of building. It's just you just like, wow, it would be great to have a stadium like that. No.
Yeah.
I mean, I came in from Florida and we flew over it, and I'm thinking like, man, we need a dome. That's the first thing I thought. I was like, that thing is just old.
Like, you see what they did to this stadium here, right? Right there.
Yeah, that's the Jake. I mean, yeah,
I still call it the Jake as well.
Yeah, Jake Progressive. I mean, they changed his name 40 times.
Yeah,
and that's the thing. Like you, like we can argue Art Modell is a jerk, and I would agree. But I mean, you built a stadium for a losing baseball team. And
Art Modell is a
team. Yeah. Like, so, and I can understand why he's mad, but yet you have your team winning. Like, let's give them something to go into and be proud of. And even as fans, you're like, hey, look at this beautiful stadium. When people come visit, like, it's just crazy. Colton said, would you guys prefer grass or turf in the new stadium? If there is one, it's going to be grass. I heard turf messes people up.
Yeah, it is. Medically, wouldn't be opposed against a retractable dome. Keep it open.
Yeah, retractable.
That'd be the best thing. Honestly, you can keep it open during nice days and close it and have stuff throughout the entire year. We don't have to go to the Q or the Romo Fijo every single time.
You can get 2 Taylor Swift concerts in 1 year if you get a dome.
Why?
I don't know. I'm just trying to get people on board. I mean, the Super Bowl was one of the highest watching Super Bowls of all time because of her. Why not use her as a selling point to sell a stadium to the people that don't want a stadium?
Very true. Very true. Man, that wasn't. Just give us a new stadium, the Haslam's, please, or sell the team and give us. Somebody that will.
They want to give it to you. The problem is your mayor of Cleveland. Well, not our mayor. The mayor of Cleveland, just in the city council over there, is just being silly. It's just, well, we can't pay for it. Where's your money going at anyway? It's like this Cleveland public school system isn't the best. I mean, it's probably one of the worst in the nation. Your money's not going into public schools. It's not going into roads downtown Cleveland, East Cleveland. It's horrible. You get a flat driving down there.
Yeah.
I mean, put it into something that you could be happy about.
There's also,
you could be like, hey, we're broke, but look at this cool stadium.
Detroit does it. Why can't we?
Yeah, Detroit does it. Why can't we?
That's another. I did see something else that I'll get to your comment here in a second, Hugh. That the city of Cleveland was supposed to give each family with children in school like a $1,600 thing towards lunches and everything for school during COVID.
Yep.
And that money never got given out.
Never did.
And they're saying that you can claim it now before it just goes to the city, I guess. It's like nobody claimed it, so it's just the cities now.
It's one of those things like, we're going to give away money, but don't tell nobody.
Exactly.
Until the last week, and they have a week to get it. And if not, it's going to go to us. Yeah, I get that.
Hugh says, I don't want a dome. I like the advantage weather gives us in the winter months. And keep grass.
Hey, Hugh, that advantage since 99 is hogwash. It's 138 wins is what it got you since 99. 138 wins and 264 losses and 1 tie. What weather advantage has that given you up to this point? You have more losses than wins since that stadium has been there. Tell me, be as honest as you want, Hugh. What advantage is that? And you must have just got on because I said you lost a snow game against a team from Louisiana. You lost that. It was snowing. That advantage was supposed to be on you. But yet you lost against a team that they're coming from 100-degree temperature. And it's just crazy to me. That is just the wrong. It is one of those myths that people always say. Because Buffalo has not been to the Super Bowl and they get more snow than anybody. Miami beat them in Buffalo, right?
Oh yeah.
And they're from Florida. What advantage are you giving? Tell me what advantage.
Zero.
No one can answer that. Nothing.
And like you said earlier, a lot of people or a lot of teams are moving to domes because it's just the thing to do, not only for revenue again, but for your players.
It makes it fun. Domes are fun. You know what you can do in a dome that you can't do open air? You can have fun. And I know Cleveland, we don't want to have fun. We want to have mud, and we want to have cold snow, and we want our beards frozen and our lips tight on our glass of beer that can't get out. That's not fun to me, man. It's just not fun.
Listen though, Cleveland makes it fun, dude. We always do. We find out a way and we make it happen.
Yeah, I mean I'm just saying, like when people say, "Well, we need the weather," the weather hasn't helped you.
Here. So you said we need the weather. We don't need the weather with the roster that we have. We have one of the biggest rosters in the league.
Yes.
I mean,
yeah, it's an aerosol, or you have an aerosol roster. The reason why they're looking to get rid of Chubb is because they realize we can just have Ford run the ball because we're just going to open up the offense. You can't throw the ball when it's 20 degrees and
30-degree wind
50
or
mile,
30,
yeah,
yeah.
50 mile per hour winds. That's crazy. That's old school football. That's not here.
Times have changed.
What team won the Super Bowl? Kansas City. Throw the ball. They're throwing the ball. Come on.
That's what Deshaun said. He said, hit up T. Higgins and said, hey, come here, dude. We're going to throw the ball. We want to
Yeah,
throw
we're
the
gonna
ball.
throw the ball. And it's crazy because you'll win by 30 and they're like, well, Kevin only ran the ball 19 times, but you won by 30. Like, you've been 100 and you have 264 losses since 99. You're complaining about not running the ball enough? Come on.
And that's why you strategically plan against each team you play.
Yep.
It's not just go out there and play street ball, guys, and have fun. No, you go out there and you kick some ass. That's what you do. That's just Cleveland Browns football that I was raised watching, and that's what we're going to do, I hope, this year, man. Honestly, with the people we have, dude, it makes me mad because money is always an issue, especially with the people we have. See you, Wyatt Teller. Get something good for him. Who else?
James, I agree. Yeah, I don't know if you keep Chubb at all costs, but you keep Chubb. I mean, there's a cost eventually because he is the face. He kind of represents us in a humble way, but I think eventually he's just going to be on the decline, you know. But I hope we keep him.
Yeah, I'm not going to say he's crucial. I mean, he is because we've seen somebody else do it this year, and I was proud of Jerome Ford. The dude balled, man. That dude showed up and
yeah, he was almost at that. He was 120 yards away from 1,000.
Right, Pierre Strong. I would like to see that guy run some more as well.
I wonder what Ford would do with a consistent quarterback. Maybe that's part of his issue too. You know what I mean? There's so many dominoes that came with the fact that you didn't have a consistent quarterback. You know, that's what makes Cooper's numbers amazing. You know, he's over 1,000 yards and with 20 different quarterbacks.
Yep. We're just gonna have to sit back and watch what Barry and team does, man.
Yep.
It's gonna be a huge off season. We're gonna be here to tell you guys about it. So just come here and watch us too. There ain't no more football, so you guys don't gotta plan out your bets or nothing anymore for football. Just come here on Tuesdays at 7:30 and join us.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah,
I'm reading that comment. I'm laughing because it's true.
Yeah. You can't use Mother Nature as a strategy. She can be a bitch. Ask Buffalo.
Yes. That's my point. Like the whole weather thing was good in the early moments of football, like 50s, 60s, 70s, even in the 80s. Like, but now it doesn't matter, man. It just doesn't matter. It's just a folklore.
You've seen them moving the snow at Buffalo, man. They hired strangers to come in for $20 an hour just to get rid of the snow. And that field had to be rock hard, dude. There's no way I'm playing on that. You can give me $15 million a year. I'm not gonna. I'll play on that. Well, I'm lying. I'm so lying. I would play on that for $15 million.
Yeah. It does make it a fan's experience. Like I part of the issue, like my wife's been wanting to go to a game, but I told her, like, we need to go in September, October. Like anytime after that, I'm a freeze baby and you're worse than I am. So I'll go there as soon as we hit the sit down on the stadium because the winds. She doesn't believe me how tough the winds are down there. I said, as soon as you sit down, you're gonna want to leave. You're gonna be like, oh, it's too cold. Let's go. I'm like, I'm not paying all that money for not even enjoying at least a minute of the game. Yeah. So I domes will even bring in fans like me who are sensitive to cold weather. I hate the cold.
Like I said, man, drink enough beers, you're all right. But I'm getting to that age as well where I'm just done. I want to go down there. I want to enjoy, a game that I spent a bunch of money on, and then I'm going to spend a bunch of money on beers, and then I got to go to work on Monday. Then I'm going to hate myself. And if I were to do that in a warm spot, it'd be a little bit better. My hangover wouldn't be as bad. Hopefully, it's a victory Monday. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of factors that go into having a dome. especially
And
in the winter.
number one is money. Like, you will have so much more money coming in, so much more opportunities for events. Just money, 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 money.
Haslam, if you're watching this, buy the damn dome, make Cleveland happy.
Just do the dome. We'll do a GoFundMe to pick up the rest.
Yeah. We'll pick up more
Hopefully.
sponsors and we'll give you everything.
Everything. My wife would hate that, but I would love it because she'll be at a game and be warm.
As a taxpayer, bring on the dome. That is my aunt. Yeah. And she actually, I think, still lives in Berea.
There you go. Her word means more than mine. Well, actually, no, I live in Strongsville. It's the same, but still.
Oh, no. She's in, I can't remember where she lives now. Sorry, Aunt Janine. But
She's going to comment.
She will
I
too.
know where I live.
She's going to drive to my house and smack me.
That's fine.
Brunswick. So she's going to smack
No,
you
she's
first.
she's next to me. Yeah, she'll hit me first.
Oh, man.
We tried to move to Brunswick, Medina, but at the time with that housing market being as crazy it was, the stuff was just going. As soon as you pulled in the
Taxes.
driveway, gone.
That's how it is out here, too. It's insane in LaGrange. But yeah, we need a dome. That's obviously settled. And I would like to have Brandon Ayuk on the team, man. I think that would be amazing. I'm stuck on that after seeing it today. I am.
Yeah, that would be great. Yeah, I mean, you would be able to keep Coop too because you're getting rid of enough salary, right?
Yeah, but
that was the meaning behind it?
yes, but you're gonna. I think he's getting 23 or
20.
20.
Yeah.
No. Ayuk is.
Oh, Ayuk. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
And obviously, like I said last week, we're gonna have to extend Cooper's contract, even if he leaves. If we sign him to a 1-year deal and extend that contract out 3 more years, he'll get his money 3 years down the road, and be with another team and still making money. Or
Yeah.
they could buy out his contract, and we can get rid of him that way if that's the issue.
Cole said Iowa needs a team.
Yeah,
They ain't taking our team again.
Sorry,
NFL
buddy.
will not allow that to happen.
it's not gonna happen. Definitely not
I mean,
gonna
if it
happen.
means we get a dome in 5 years, make no.
You know what, dude? We'll create our own team. We'll call them the Cleveland Browns, and we'll start something big here. I can't believe nobody ever did that beforehand.
Yeah, I agree.
We need our Browns. That's just
Yeah.
therapy to us fans. You can't do it again. It just, no,
Not happening.
definitely ain't happening. Not on my watch this time. I was too young before. No, I'm big. Yeah. Anything else you guys want to talk about, Angel? Anything you got?
Football wise, no. Well, no. I'm next month is free agency, so I'm anticipating that to see how Betting Barry handles his business. No. Facts with an Angel. I got some stuff I could bring up, but
I almost forgot about that.
we can do that.
Yes. Hopefully it doesn't echo. Let's do that.
Yeah. Let's try it. Let's do it.
Facts with an Angel, guys. Good.
All right. Listen to this.
Facts. I said facts.
Okay, since 1999, the Cleveland Browns had 38 different starting quarterbacks. We know that. Why, Angel? Why are you being depressing? But only 3 of those. What's that music? Only 3 of those seasons we've had. Oh, another music.
It's the light music you asked for.
Oh, I'm like, oh yeah, I can jam to this. Like, only 3 seasons we've seen the same quarterback start every game. That's in 2001 with Tim Couch, 2019 and 2020 with Baker Mayfield. Fact number 2, the Browns quarterback, and this is what I'm talking about when it comes to the weather advantage, you crazy people. Listen to this. You're wrong. You're wrong, okay? The Browns quarterbacks, their winning percentage is .413. You know what that is? I said it earlier. It's 138 wins, 264 losses, and 1 tie since 99. But you know, here's the good news. We've had 37 wins since 2020, and that's under our boy Kevin, okay? With 4 playoff appearances. We're 1-3, but we're not going to talk about that. Okay, you know, Brian Sipe, this is going to be a quarterback-driven facts and stats, just to let you know. Brian Sipe has the most career wins by a Brown with 62 wins. Now, I'm about to give you the top 5 quarterbacks in Cleveland history as far as yardage, okay? Number 1, Brian Sipe, 23,713 yards. Number 2, Otto Graham, 23,584 yards. That's very close. Bernie Kosar, the beloved Bernie Kosar. Even with his 53-51 record here in Cleveland, he is beloved. But nonetheless, he has 21,904 yards. Now, this is going to be a surprise for most of you fans. And this was a shock to me. The number 4 most yards as a quarterback is your boy Baker Mayfield. That's right. Baker Mayfield, who was just 29-30 when he was here, but he still threw for 14,125 yards. And number 5 is the great Frank Ryan, who had 13,361 yards. But, might I add, he had 52 wins. The Browns have drafted 6 quarterbacks in the first round in the common draft. Mike Phillips, Tim Couch, Freddie Quinn, Brandon Whedon, Johnny Manziel, Baker Mayfield. All those bombed here, besides Baker, I guess. Phillips and Baker are the only ones to start a playoff game for the Browns. Unfortunately, that was drafted. 1972, lost to Miami, that's Phillips. And Baker Mayfield, who had 2, and, you know, we know how those ended. As of October 13th, 2023, the Cleveland Browns, I already said that. Josh McCown has the most passing yards by a Browns quarterback in a game with 457 yards against the Ravens. Happened in October 11th, 2015. Yes, you know who was a leading receiver that day? Gary Barnidge, 8 receptions, 139 yards, and 1 touchdown. McCown went 36 for 51, 457 yards, and 2 TDs. We ended up winning that game by 3 points. Our quarterbacks that year, Josh McCown played 8 games. Johnny Manziel played 6 games. And do you remember Austin Davis? Me neither. He played 2. Okay? And this is my conclusion. And this is something I had to come to grips with. The best quarterback you had since 99 has been Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield. He has a pass. Exactly. I was so disappointed. I'm like, oh my God, this is why the fans love this guy. His passer rating was 87.8 with 14,125 yards, 92 touchdowns, 56 interceptions in 60 games for the Browns. His only issue is a big issue. His win-loss record, 29-30 with the Browns. He was 1-1 in the playoffs. So with that being said, Baker Mayfield was the best quarterback we've had since 1999. I had to say it.
Man, I forgot to turn my
That was
mic
hard.
volume down.
That was hard. That was hard for me to realize because I've been looking through a lot of quarterbacks and even some people are commenting on stuff that I posted about. I posted something about who's the next number you would want to retire, and a lot of people were saying Bernie, and I thought to myself like, I get it, like he's hometown kid, I get why, but like his numbers just don't justify it, other than him being from here. Obviously, the answer would be Joe Thomas. We need to retire his number.
Did you see the thing earlier that said they wanted to retire the number 32 for Jim Brown across every team? Some dude's he's contacting the NFL and everybody, and he wants the number 32 to be retired completely in the whole entire league. And I'm like, dude, that's never happened, and I don't think it's going to start happening now. So good luck, but
No.
you're not going to get that to happen.
It's worth a shot. Are we going there for the draft? Where is here? Detroit? Um,
We
hmm.
I'd be down
Something
for
to
that.
discuss. I never thought, I didn't think about it until now. Thanks, Chris, for actually giving us a good idea.
I got some friends that actually lived out that way. They live in Spencer now, but they're not. They go out there all the time, and I'm sure they'll be out there for that.
I'm sure hotel stays would be outrageous, but hey, Airbnb?
I'm down.
Yeah, something maybe we can look at.
I
I'm
will
sure
look into that
my wife,
tonight.
my wife would be like, "Hey, you want to go to Detroit for what? The draft? Oh, long weekend double date, wife."
Oh,
Um, but yeah. So that's what when I said my mind changed a little bit on Baker Mayfield. I kind of understand why people like them because I mean he did obviously he threw for a lot of yards. He won 30 games. I get it. That's cool. That's cool.
and Janine, if you get tickets, let me know how much they are.
Already, tickets for what? The draft?
Yes,
Dang, she's like, I'm on it.
I'd go. I'd go in a heartbeat. I'm gonna have to. I'm sure call off work for one day at least, but my boss wouldn't understand. No.
I got vacation days I can use. I was like, hey, I'm going to the draft.
You know what?
All right,
I'll have vacation.
we won't
by
have
then.
we don't have a draft in the first round, but I still want to go.
Still be fun to watch. Just like when it was in Cleveland,
Yeah.
dude. I watched it on TV. I didn't even go when it was in Cleveland, but it was still fun to watch.
Was that when that Manziel year?
No,
That
it
was
wasn't.
Manziel, right?
No, it was like. Was it
No, that
Manziel,
wasn't.
dude? No, I think it was like 3 or 4 years
No,
ago.
no, you're right. It wasn't Manziel. I went when they
3?
drafted Manziel.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Lucky.
Everybody was cheering. I'm sitting there like, oh boy, this is gonna be a long, that's a bad decision. Like, why do fans get so excited when we draft a quarterback that's like my height? It's like, and he's my size. I was thinking, I was like, why are we getting excited about this? Like, it's me playing football. I
What
mean,
did you see some of the fans' reactions when they did it? Some people were like, "Oh my gosh,
yeah,
dude."
majority of the ones that were around me were going, yeah, we got Manziel. I'm like, and they do that whole money sign. It was insane.
And they thought that was going to be Baker Mayfield. They thought he was going to be an exact replica of Johnny Manziel.
Yeah, he ended up being better. I mean, hopefully he'll sign with Tampa for 3-4 years and win with them.
Well, like you said, he got to the Pro Bowl. He got to them. He got them to the playoffs. I mean, you got to give him something.
Yeah.
If you want to keep him.
If not some team that drafts somebody or that has that window of winning in 2 to 3 years, I think will help. We'll pick them up.
Yep. Well, with that being said, I think we should just end it right now. See you guys. Bye. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah. Peace.
Sorry about the technical difficulties. Again, thank you, Zach Shafron, for joining us. Again, check him out on CLE Sports Talk. They're all over the place. They got great stories. The Haslam's are listening. Build us a damn dome already. Just get it over with.
Build us a dome.
And if there's anything interesting you guys want to talk to us about next week, or maybe we could take a week break. It's up to you, Angel.
We'll see. I mean, why not? Let's just keep it going. We had good viewership today. Why not keep it consistent, right?
Yes.
I don't know if we'll get a guest next week. Either way, we'll make it fun.
I'll work on that because Barry Shuck actually hooked us up with some people, so maybe I could reach out and maybe get us someone else for next week. I like the way we kind of did it. You know, this week we didn't keep him on the entire show.
Yeah. Shout out to
flowed.
Barry Shuck for that advice.
Minus the then you disappear. I was gonna say minus the technical difficulties and Angel's gone. Oh man, this is awesome. Again, well, sorry for the technical difficulties, guys, but we will see you guys hopefully next week. Follow us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, X. Tomorrow, this mess of a podcast should be on Spotify and Apple Podcasts as well. Angel, let's see if he's back. No, he